Turn my phone on. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to our call.
Hi.
Nice
Hi.
to see you guys. Guys, we're going to keep you on mute for the time being, just purely because sometimes if people start talking and we hear things in the background, it can get quite distracting for other people on the call. If we absolutely don't have to have your cameras on, but it's always nice to see you if you do decide you want to put your cameras on, but please don't feel any pressure to come on camera. It's always just nice to see faces rather than names, for sure. We'll keep admitting people as they come in. We'll just give it another minute or two, and then we'll properly welcome you all in. We've got a few more coming into the room there. We'll just give it another.
Feel free to put in the chat where you're signing in from. That's always interesting to see, whether we're obviously Jenny and I are both UK based, and it could well be that most of you guys are, but maybe not. So yeah, let us know where you're calling in from and see what sort of international representation we have today, or whether we're all Brits enjoy. Well, I say enjoying the spring weather. We were enjoying the spring weather until yesterday, and it suddenly turned cold and spring suddenly decided to go away again. But there we go. That's
It's been nice here today, but super windy. Hence the state of my hair
yes.
at the moment. I just went out for a walk before this call. But yeah, we're all good. Right, I think we're kind of we're just past the top of the hour now, so we'll let us crack on with this call. So welcome those of you who are joining us today. Tessa, nice to see you. Alan, nice to see you. Anyone else who wants to put their cameras on, obviously feel free to either now or later on if you want to. Oh, we've got someone from Canada there, Ontario, Robert, lovely. So this call today, you've either been invited by myself, by Adrian here, or a friend of ours, Mitch, who's not actually on today's call. We kind of take it in turns to host these calls for all our members, so or for all our people who are interested in finding out more about these courses. So Mitch isn't with us today, so Adrian and I are hosting. But basically, what we're going to do today is kind of introduce you to the courses that got us started online. And have led to us having our online businesses and having success online, and basically telling you a little bit about the basic introduction course, the actual business building course, and answer any questions you have. We'll be completely honest with you about our journeys and what we've been through. But initially, we'll just quickly introduce ourselves. So I'm Jenny. I have been sort of running my online business now for a couple of years. I've been part of this community for actually 5 years, and it's just turned my life around. What I've managed to achieve online is just something I never ever thought I'd be able to do in a million years, and it's given me the freedom to be the mum to my kids that I've always wanted to be. I was in the Air Force, the Royal Air Force, for 22 years, and I came out qualified as a PT. Then did my back in and really struggled to keep that PT and bootcamp business running. And then I kind of discovered this working online malarkey, jumped into this education. And from this, I pretty much got to a point last year where I was replacing my military income. It's been fantastic. And I've been able to do that around my girls. I have a girl who has some mental health issues, and I can support her. And it's just meant I've been able to do whatever I want to do when I can do it around my family, which has been exactly why I wanted to have an online business. And Adrian, I'll hand you over to Adrian. He can tell you a little bit about his story, and then we'll show you a little bit around the software.
Yeah, hi. I'm Adrian. I'm newer to the online world than Jenny. I'm a railway engineer. Have run my own consultancy business for well over 2 decades. And yet, like many people who run their own business with the best will in the world, don't manage to put enough money aside to have a decent retirement pot. And we all know that investments and private pensions are all not great these days. So I'd been running up to retirement really in the last few years, realizing it was approaching on me faster than I dare imagine, realizing I just can't actually afford to retire. So although I saw my father retire 60 very well, took a lump sum, bought a canal boat, moved into the country with my mum, always seemed to have time and money freedom, I kind of thought, I'm just not going to be able to do that. I'm going to have to carry on working at least until I was 68, 70, probably beyond, So I was desperately looking for alternative ways. I looked at crypto, used to go on runs and listen to a podcast and educate myself on crypto, but that felt too high risk, and property flipping, all kinds of stuff. But I lost loads of money 2008 before the property crash, lost of tens of thousands. So really burnt with other things. But hoping, dreaming that one day I would find that solution. And 18 months ago, I came across Launch You and started my journey. Had no e-commerce background except a website that I got somebody else to build for my rail business that did nothing for well over 10 years. So I came into this really as a failed internet marketer, but I threw myself into the training that the Launch You provide, and I learned everything from nothing to build my online business. And some people build this slow, which is fine. Go at your own pace. There's no pressure from anyone. I came in, and because I was 58, thinking I've only got 2 years to my dad, I want to make this thing fast. So I threw myself into the training. Got my first business up and running, which was basically a YouTube ad inside 28 days, so inside my first month, and made my first sale 8 days after that. And Stuart always says, your first sale is your hardest sale, and your first $1,000 will be your hardest $1,000. Well, I'm very happy to say that my first full month, which was January last year, I did turn over $1,000. So I'd achieved those two hardest mileposts, and I've seen sustained growth every single month since that time. And I'm very, very happy to have put in place a foundation for my retirement provision. I'm still building. I'm not anywhere near where I want to be, but a year, I said to myself, do something every single day for a year and see where that takes you. And it's been a very exciting journey, and I'm only seeing it go in one direction. So that's a brief sort of introduction to my story. So I'm still pretty green behind the ears. I'm not an expert by any way, shape, or form, but learning fast. And there's great people in this community who are way ahead of me, but are there to help us learn, mentors and people in the community, just in the Facebook group, willing to share and support. And it's a great place to be. And yeah, that's a brief overview of me. And now I think we're going to go into the first section. I'm just having a quick look at the chat before we do that. So Cornwall, Northwest Canada, Somerset, South Africa. Welcome, Lindsay from South Africa, Gerard and Ireland, Jenny from Truro, wonderful. North of Scotland, and the beautiful.
That was me. Stephen said he's from Cornwall, and I was just saying I grew up in Truro. So
brilliant. So
yeah.
welcome everybody. That's great. Oh, Ireland as well. Fantastic. Tessa from Ireland. Brilliant. So welcome everybody. What we're going to do this in two parts. I'm going to just outline what the Modern Wealthy is, the sort of introductory offer. That's $37 offer that provides you a real good introduction, a real good overview of what this whole sort of online concept is all about. Anyone who does buy the Modern Wealthy, it will give you everything you need to know whether this is something you resonate with, you think you could do, you think you want to learn more and go further, or not. And if not, you can even get your $37 back, so it's no risk. So I'm going to go through that sort of Modern Wealthy offer. We'll then sort of open it up for questions, just have some open dialogue if you've got questions on that. And then I'm going to hand over to Jenny. Well, we'll both answer questions. We'll both be involved with that discussion. And then Jenny's going to sort of take you through Launchpad, which is the kind of the core curriculum. People who do really want to take this seriously and really learn the secrets of online success and how you can actually prepare and launch and grow an online business. And that's the thing we call Launchpad, which Jenny will give you sort of the overview of what that entails and what that's all about. So I will share my screen. And if you could just confirm for me, Jenny, when you can see my screen.
Looks like it's coming up. Yeah, we can see it. Can we have a quick thumbs up from those people who've got the screens that their cameras on that you can see? They're welcome to your dashboard screen there. Got a couple of people who I can certainly see it. Tessa, can you see it? Alan, Gerard, I can see you guys. Thumbs up. Yeah, we're all good. Okay.
Great. Okay, fantastic. So when someone purchases the Modern Wealthy, you set up a password, and once you've done that, you can then immediately access the dashboard. This is what it looks like when you log in to your dashboard, and this shows you basically what you've got. Now, the key thing really is this 7-day Fast Start series. And I'll just click on that just to give you an idea what it covers. Stuart is teaching. He's the co-founder of this business, and he basically takes us through seven lessons that cover every kind of area, just to give you a real overview of online business. So the modern wealthy way, the first lesson, um, just a glimpse at what is a hyper profitable business model. There's because you can have all kinds of businesses online and you can make nothing. So you need a business model that works, and Stuart presents you with that. Niches, he teaches a lot in this business about finding your niche, and a niche is really that corner of the market that you can then talk to, really, really focused. And that's where the real money is. He talks about the riches are in the niches or in the niches. So he teaches about finding that niche. Email, your email list that you start to develop is where the money is made. He then talks about multiple income streams. There's once you've learned one way to market online, you can move into any area. You could be an affiliate, you could be in the products business, you can develop multiple income streams. Authority marketing, again, Stuart teaches about speaking, having a product, having something online that has authority, that really stands out amongst the noise. There's so much noise on the internet these days. You need something that shows authority, that shows value, that shows integrity. There's a high value these days. A recent survey that I saw, number one things people look for on the internet these days, number one was integrity, because there's so much trash, isn't there? There's so much noise, there's so much hype. They're looking for integrity. So he deals with that as well. And lesson 7, really important one, autopilot traffic. We're not trying to make ourselves more busy through online business. We're wanting to free up time. Yes, of course, we want to make great money, but I made great money in my rail business, but I had to be there 9 to 5 and beyond to keep that money coming in. What he teaches is setting a business up on autopilot, so that once you've built the asset, once you've built the system, it'll keep on making you money, which then frees up time freedom, as Jenny's talked about, so she can be with her family, be with her daughter. For me, that time freedom is so that I can actually retire rather than having to work as long as I can see into the future. So it's to develop that sort of time freedom. Bonus training as well there. So this is the core part of the Modern Wealthy offer, the 7-video Fast Start series. It's a brilliant series. But also you get access to a new ebook. It's a brand new book that Stuart finished just at the back end of last year, and it was published and it's available. So you can download this brand new ebook of those who prefer learning through reading. Then there is that available. You can get a physical copy if you want to. If you have to pay for that one, but the ebook is free, and that's a fantastic introduction again to the whole secrets of the modern wealthy. The things that you need to know to be successful online in this sort of modern wealthy world. So it's a brilliant sort of bonus, an ebook that you get as part of your $37. You also can schedule a vision call. The thing I really valued early on was being able to speak to a real person. Again, when you're online, that's so much these days, AI, bots, automated emails. It's hard sometimes to get through to a real person. Within LaunchU, there's real people. So right early on, you can get a call with somebody and talk about, what do you want to achieve in your online business? What help would you need? And they'll really guide you through what LaunchU can offer, whether it's a fit for you, what sort of support you might need. Talk to a real person. It's brilliant. Jill Humphries, she was actually the lady I spoke to, the first person I spoke to within LaunchU. I know her very well now. She's a brilliant lady, brilliant support in the community. Also, you get access to a new member orientation workshop. Justin, who's the co-founder with Stuart, he runs those every Tuesday, and he gives a real deep dive into online business and LaunchU and everything that they can offer. You get access to that every week. There's also a monthly vision call that Stuart runs, and the whole team of mentors that you can access. And there's other stuff as well. So again, live calls that you can access. At the bottom there again, You can join the Modern Wealthy Facebook group. That has a membership now approaching 10,000 people. So that's sort of digital entrepreneurs right across the planet. And you can connect with people, other people, like-minded people, through that through that Facebook group. And that's brilliant. I love it. You have some really good banter, people sharing their stuff they're doing really well. People are struggling. I need help with this. Tell me about that. It's a great community. It's a great support. I found that really helpful. And that is, I think, unless I've missed anything. Oh, yes, there's something else that you get as well. There's an AI tool that's available too. I can't remember where you see that, but
I've got
anyway.
it actually.
Oh,
I've got
yeah,
that. I can go through
Jenny's
that if
got
you
it.
like. Yeah.
Um,
In fact, yeah, we'll
yeah,
go
so
through that actually. That's a
yeah,
it's an exciting tool.
so I'll stop sharing and let Jenny share. So again, within your $37, AI, we all hear about AI at the moment, the fact that it's coming faster than we dare imagine, and it's a threat to our jobs and all of that stuff. And AI can be seen in two ways, either as something that's a threat, or we use it as a tool. And what I love about Launch You is they're not saying depend on AI. We still need that human contact. We still need that human in our videos or in our written form or whatever it is. But AI is a very, very powerful tool that can help us on our developing our online business. And this little AI tool that is available basically allows you to niche in. I talked earlier about the riches are in the niches, the niches. And this little tool, if you've got a business idea, you've got a real interest, maybe you're into fitness, maybe you're into yoga, maybe you're into whatever, and you can feed it with information and say, I'd like this, that, and the other, and it'll give you 10 highly customized ideas or offers of what a business could look like. So shall we do a little experiment with it, Jenny?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I did. I actually threw out in my newsletter if anyone had a business idea they wanted to take through this tool that we could. I don't know if anyone who's received my newsletter is on this call. So you've been pre-prepped. You can throw into the chat your idea. If not, if someone just throws into the chat your any idea. So basically, this is just to help you come up with an idea. Now, obviously, if you can't come up with an idea, you can go down the affiliate marketing route, and we talk about that quite a lot through Modern Wealthy. But this is just to get you some sort of excitement around the kind of things you might like to create online, and just to get the juices flowing, really, just to give you some offer, just to give you some ideas. And obviously, as part of the Modern Wealthy offer, it's like hugely valuable. I mean, not only do you get the course and the book and the calls and all the rest of it, but this is a great bit of kit as well. So I can't see the chat right now. I think I've just turned it off actually.
I can. So if anyone wants to throw in a business idea, a niche that you might have in your mind, throw it in the chat. If not, then we'll come up with
Yeah, or even
an
just a
idea.
passion of yours. If you know, if you're a golfer or a sailor or a surfer or a knitter or you have a passion about health and fitness or gardening or anything, just throw us an idea and then we can start working on that. And so you can get an idea of someone live on this call can actually get get to take you through this. It's quite nice if someone on the call's actually got a passion. Let's have a look. No one's put anything in there yet. Everyone's being
Yeah,
very
if not, Jenny, I was talking to somebody earlier this afternoon who's just started their journey, and they actually bought the Modern Wealthy today, having listened to the previous Zoom call, and he was sharing his passion or his niche around running, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. So we could sort of try
We've
try
got
that based on.
Ali's just put pet
Oh, okay.
holidays in there.
Oh,
So
okay. Brilliant, brilliant. Let's or
drone,
drones, fitness,
fitness.
weight loss.
Oh goodness. Yeah, should we? I'm tempted to go for Ali because she was the first one in. Although drones is quite interesting actually, to be fair. Pet holidays. So that's quite specific, I think. Pet holidays. What pets in general, maybe, or what do you think? Should we start off with? But we could go down pet holidays and see what happens. I mean, why not?
If you want to, Ali, you don't have to at all. But if you want to unmute and help us with your ideas as we fill in this tool, you're very welcome to do so. Or if not, you can put up the ideas in the chat as we ask the questions, and we'll go forward. So, question one: what specific niche the more detail you put in, the better AI gives you the input.
Okay. So we're just going to go pet holidays, see where we go with that. Sorry, just got more people coming into the waiting room there. Right, let's go. Okay, so who is your ideal customer? So are you providing the pet holidays? Who's your customer? Give us a male, female, family, a pair, a rough idea of who that might be. If not, we'll just put middle-aged family, I suppose, something like that.
Oh, here we go. Oh no.
Um, oh no, that's for something else. Products will be over 50. Okay. So let's go for family of four with what, two dogs maybe? Two dogs and a cat?
Oh, Ali's just said people who can't get a dog sitter for a planned time away.
Okay. Yeah.
What
So
problem or challenges does your audience face?
I'm guessing like someone they can trust or the reputation of the place or something along those lines. Or going away at short notice. Could that be a problem? Or length of time away, or maybe having multiple animals stay in the same place. Are they all kind of real life problems?
Hi.
Oh, hi, Ali. Oh, brilliant.
Oh, Ali, you're out. Excellent.
Right. For us, it's always been a case of not being able to find a reliable person in the area who can look after our dog or dogs as it used to be, and also the cost for looking after a dog is jumped to phenomenal numbers at this moment in time, and I just wonder if it's ever an option to look at, taking the beast away with you. It's just you can't find a lot of places online that allow you to take a dog and that with you. Your Airbnbs and stuff like that, some of them they do allow it, but then the problems that you have then moving a dog with all its goods and everything with it, down to an area. It could be central Scotland, but it creates problems, it creates stress, it creates arguments, all those good stuff that you want to avoid when you're on a holiday.
Yeah, absolutely. So do you think what we've got there, finding a reliable dog centre, finding a place for multiple dogs, cost of kennels, having to take pets on holiday, is that probably enough to get going, do you think?
Yes.
I think that's probably enough for, oh, sorry, there's someone else waiting to come in. Right, let's
Sorry,
give
I'll try and keep an eye on that, Jenny. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. What results or goals are your customers hoping to achieve? Um,
Happiness.
uh, happiness of pets and owners at a good price. How about that?
Yeah, a reasonable price. You understand that if you're going to be paying I don't know, £200 a week for a dog and stuff like that, you would think that if you're taking a dog with you somewhere, you're going to have to pay a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
It's not just limiting the amount of money. It's trying to expand where you can and can't go with a pet. We've taken our dogs beforehand from up here in the northeast of Scotland, down Land's End. The places that you end up going are not always the nicest, and you can't always rely on the kennels and that's available because you don't know enough about them to trust them.
So is this something that you're looking to start up? Because this obviously is a business ideation tool. So this is like for ideas for you starting up a business along these lines. Is this something you're actually interested in starting a business around, Ali?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So offer one that you've got a pet staycation package, a comprehensive service that includes a vetted dog sitter who stays at your home, ensuring your pets are comfortable in their own environment, a multi-pet boarding discount, You've got one there, pet travel concierge service, personalized service arranges all travel logistics for taking your pets on holiday, including pet family accommodation activities. So you basically find the places for people.
Yep.
They would pay for that service. A virtual pet sitter network, access of pet sitters and real-time updates and video check-ins with your pets while you're away. Okay, that's I guess that's expanding on the sort of the other things. Pet holidays.
Well, the things to find for the pet to do as well when it's on holiday. I mean, you're not going to go surfing or anything, but you know,
you can find all the
something more than
local
just
walks
sitting in the caravan.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. You could even start a pet holiday subscription box with pet-friendly products and treats and things. So these are all just not ideas. You can niche down on this and try, work with these a bit more or play with this a little bit more. But pet-friendly accommodation guides, that's always something that I look out for. Pet holiday planning workshop. Okay, you could create a little online workshop maybe about how to find the best places. Pet certification, so you can certify people who want to be pet sitters.
You would want them to, yeah.
Yeah.
The insurance plans as well, yeah.
Plan, pet travel affiliate program. Of course, one of the core online offers is affiliate program. So you could find all those things and become an affiliate for all those other things. Start a website around pet holidays, and then you just put affiliate links to all those other things, and then you promote those blog posts or promote that website or whatever you want to do around that kind of thing. So that's
so the tool really just gives you ideas, isn't it? There's sort of 8-10 ideas which you then you select that offer, and it allows you to dig in deeper and answer further questions. And obviously, we won't have time to really take that through today, but you can then really hone in and come up with. So you've picked that first one, for example, Jenny, haven't you? Yeah. And you can refine the offer, or go back to another one. It's a great tool to just give you ideas, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It just kind of get those creative juices flowing if you really have no idea, and you can go back in and you can put another hobby down, or you can go and put another passion down, because I think most of us have got more than sort of one interest or hobby or one idea that we could create a business around. But that's just another tool that you get as part of that modern wealthy. Oh, and you also get what's called the Best Life Blueprint, which again used to be a standalone product in itself. But again, as part of that $37, you get that Best Life Blueprint, which takes you through, kind of designing what you like your online life to look like, actually. And it's this fantastic program that takes you step by step through all sorts of stuff. Now, my life in the military, I was never big into all this happy clappy stuff and working on myself and, all this kind of stuff that people do these days. And when I hit this community, and there was this Best Life Blueprint and working out your best stuff, and who am I, what do I want to bring to the market, what's my passions. I didn't get that at first, and I must admit I tried to rush through a lot of that stuff at the start. I was just like, oh, that's just for other people, that's not for me. But actually it's so important. Like, don't be if you do decide to jump in and have a look, don't be tempted to skip that stuff, because knowing that, really digging into yourself, really digging into your passions, really digging into who you are, what you want to achieve, what sort of life you want to live, what's important to you, where does your integrity sit around things, who are you, then you can better go through all the training. And I learned my lesson the hard way, and so I ended up going back and doing it all over again and kind of really digging in, because I just thought, oh, that's for other people. So yeah, lots of good stuff in there, really good. Now, beyond that course, obviously, if you have a look at it, and you decide it's not for you, you can get a refund, or hopefully you'd like to think that there's been some value in there for that money anyway. But if you then decide, actually, what, I really do want to build my business, I am here to build a business, then the next course is called the Launchpad, and it is a launchpad to launch you into an online business, and it will take you, as Adrian said there, he did it in like one of the fastest people in history, to be honest, on this. In this community, did it in like 28 days. Most people take a good, again, depends on your family circumstances, depends on your own personal circumstances, your working life, how much time you can put into it. For me, it took approaching a year before I sort of started to get ads out there and make things work for me. Some people do it a lot quicker. Some people are doing it in the evenings when the kids are in bed. It all depends, and it depends what kind of business you want to build as well. Whether you're just going for an affiliate business initially, which obviously you don't have to sell your own products and come up with ideas, you just affiliate for other people, or you actually start building your own business. Obviously, that can take a little bit longer, again, depending on the sort of models you're going to use. But the Launchpad course, I'll start sharing my screen in a sec, will literally, it has sort of 3 pillars: a prepare stage, a launch stage, and a grow stage. So it will get you to all the stages that you need to prepare the business, then to launch it and what that looks like, and then to grow it beyond there. So let me go into there again. And right, can you see my screen? All good?
We can, yes, all good.
Excellent. Okay, so like Adrian just showed you on his screen a minute ago, same sort of setup on this dashboard. So the next course up is the Launchpad, and obviously there's a lot more involved in this course. You get a lot more modules, a lot more step by step. So the good thing, what I really liked about Launchpad, is that I wasn't techie at all. I had no idea about doing stuff online, and it literally does take you by the hand, step by step. It gives you underneath each video, there's action steps to take, there's reference links, there's comments from other people if you want to sort of go back and sort of connect with other people. But really the most important thing is that you can pause it, then you go away, you do the actions, you come back, even if it means you have to rewind things like I did, like multiple times to understand it. And bearing in mind, we've got people in this community whose their first language isn't even English, and they go through this stuff and they get it done. They pause it, they go back, they rewind it, they learn, they're learning this in a whole different language, and they still manage to create their online businesses. So it really is, nothing here should be skipped. Like, a lot of people try and skip through it, or they maybe do a couple of modules and say, oh, it's not for me, and they bail out. But really, this system has been proven, like multiple time and time again. I'm going to show you some examples in a minute of people who are literally just making this work. So you go through, all this stuff here, business models, all the different sorts of business models you can build. So since I've been part of this community, I started with affiliate marketing, as most people do. I've now got an Etsy store. I've created my first 2 books, which are now on Amazon KDP. I'm writing another book at the moment. I'm launching some courses. My niche is fitness and health and fitness. So I'm back on with my health and fitness business, taking that online. And it's all part of this community. Like, you'll get all the courses you need all here. A lot of you might have seen a lot of adverts on social media, sort of learn Amazon KDP, or learn Etsy, or learn this, but you get it all here. So it's kind of all in one place, which is nice. So all the different business models there, you can go through e-commerce, and we've got specialized e-commerce courses and coaches here, which I love. E-commerce, I think it's quite exciting. Then, so business models, niche and avatar, your brand and your website, and then sort of attraction marketing, how you're going to start getting people to you, and then sort of building those traffic those traffic sources, the leads, and ultimately the sales. It's not easy. What I will say at this point is, it's not easy. Like, a lot of people think they can just come in here and follow this step by step and it's all going to happen for you. It is step by step. It is straightforward in many respects, but it's not easy. If it was easy, the world would be full of internet millionaires. This is not a make 6 figures overnight type of thing. This is actually a work hard, learn some new skills, apply yourself, fail forward continuously. I mean, we've all failed forward so many times, but every time you put something out there, it doesn't work. You go back, right, why didn't that work? What do I need to do? What is it about this? And if you're prepared to put that effort in, then what's on the other side of that, is this sort of more freedom lifestyle, and as much or as little time as you want to put into it. We don't just sit back and do nothing all day long. It is a business at the end of the day. Like, if you were to buy a franchise business, you'd be spending tens, if not hundreds of thousands on that franchise, and you'd be in there probably 100 hours a day. Whereas, this is something you kind of do in your own time, but you have to put the work in to make it work. But yeah, say Adrian's built it around a full-time job. I was building it I was doing my stuff alongside renovating a listed property, which was challenging. But it's all there. It's got everything you need is there as part of this Launchpad course. And then there's other things you can do along the way. So basically, what we have here, as a member of Launchpad, what you also get is unlimited access to LinkedIn Learning. And I don't know if anyone's come across LinkedIn Learning before, but it's basically a course on pretty much anything out there that you want to learn. Like LaunchU has a specific affiliation with LinkedIn Learning, so it's, you can do any course you like, but to help you decide what course you might want to do, we've kind of like packaged information together for you. So rather than just doing this kind of step-by-step learning path, this is very much a flexible and adaptable approach depending on kind of where your interests are, what you want to dig deeper into, what you perhaps want to learn a little bit more about, and you can go straight into these kind of courses that are all part of LinkedIn Learning, and that's just a fraction of what's out there. There's literally thousands and thousands of courses that you get as part of Launchpad. Let's see. I don't want to harp on too much about it, but basically, as I said, there's no point in digging into it because it won't mean a huge amount to you so far. But I just kind of wanted to stress to you that, building this stuff, there's all the steps you need. Everything you need is taken care of, and it's those building these strong foundations. Like so many people out there online, all these gurus will tell you just need to drop affiliate links here, there, and everywhere, or whatever. But actually, if you've got a following of hundreds of thousands on your social media challenge, then maybe on your social media channels, then maybe the odd affiliate link now and again, if everyone sort of was to, buy something for a couple of quid and you get a couple of pence here and there, that starts adding up. But actually, for us mere mortals who don't have, these hundreds of thousands of followers, that kind of stuff just doesn't work. You've got to build this is about building a business. It's about building something you love. It's about, really putting the work in to create that authority in your niche, and to want to come and put your stuff out there and sort of, get passionate about what you're talking about and what you're trying to share with the world. Or in fact, actually, come to think of it, I was going to share with you some of the things that people in this community have built, because I think it's important to see that when you're here. So we have some amazing people in our community who have built some incredible things. So one of the ones I love is Vicky here, who is a sort of woman's fertility coach. And she has built this whole business around Oh My Mama Body, helping people through fertility issues. And she's got a book out, she does a course, she's got like 100,000 odd people on her YouTube channel that she's learned how to do sort of, through this community. And that's her business now, running this women's fertility stuff. She's absolutely lovely. This is one of my favorites. This couple here, the Lifestyle Pioneers, they are an Australian family who are basically traveling the world and monetizing their YouTube channel, and they do another thing, I can't remember what it's called now, but basically you kind of pay them to follow them and to hear their adventures and to get ideas and inspiration. And they promote products that they use while they're out and about. But they are literally, I mean, look at this, 1,464 days on the road. They are just traveling with their family. They're raising money for charity, they're earning income themselves, and they're just, to say, living off grid. And they've got a huge following. And they started off in this community, and I think what they're doing there is just amazing. I love that. We've got this guy here who's health and fitness, specializes in helping dads become super dads with all his courses. We have quite a lot of people in the health and fitness space here, but there is plenty of space for more people because we all bring something unique to this world. Yeah, he's in the health and fitness niche. And one of my favorites is this guy here, Mike, who loved to sing. He was a primary school teacher, was getting absolutely burnt out. I think he had a breakdown, didn't he, Adrian? He had an absolute sort of collapsed at work one day or something, just overworked, just the pressure of work and things. But he had a passion for singing. So he went away to try and figure out how he could make this a business. And now he has this Magic Voices Choir, which is a membership subscription service. So he's now got something like 2,000 members paying him £20 a month to be part of his like online choir. And then he goes around the country visiting the choirs. Like once a month, I think he goes to each actual choir. But he's basically, he has someone now who writes music and he sends the music off to the choir and then they practice it and then he goes to them. And like, it's just phenomenal what he's created, and it's so exciting, and that he does all this amazing stuff. Obviously been to Abbey Road, and again, he learned that all kind of through this community here, and built a business.
Just to say how he monetizes it, it's a subscription, isn't it? Where people pay £20 a month to be a member. He's now got over 2,000 members, and what does that make? 40,000 a month. And that's incredible, through a subscription business, through a passion, through a love that he just enjoys doing. It's a wonderful story, and just another one of the examples of what people are doing through the Launch You training, and it's incredible. So whatever your idea, your niche, or nothing. I had nothing, so I became an affiliate of Launch You. I promote the Modern Wealthy and Launchpad and the Accelerate programs, because I had no concept. I'm now also developing my own brand alongside that, having done this thing for over a year. I've now got skills and knowledge that I can offer as training, as coaching, because I've developed something of value in the online space. So I can now offer courses and my own training. So I'm also doing affiliate as well as launching my own brand. So my website's going to be in the example there that Jenny did, very soon, because I've got my own offer in the online space. So it really is very exciting. If you've got something to bring or not, or just a passion, a desire to create something, you need, as Jenny said, you need that little bit of drive, that little bit of determination, that desire to sort of step outside of the box, do something a bit different, be willing to learn something new. You can make an incredible online presence and great income as well, which is really so exciting. So really, it's over to you. We've kind of presented the core offer that Launch You provide. There are also sort of additional training, group mentoring, one-on-one mentoring that's available sort of beyond that. They're what we call the Accelerate programs, as a sort of add-on extra. They're not compulsory in any way, shape or form. The Launchpad is the core curriculum that you can follow through. It's what Stuart describes as the sort of the do-it-yourself. If you've got time but not so much money, then do that. If you want to build fast like I did, I took advantage of the mentoring that was available, the one-on-one mentoring, and it really does accelerate your progress. But not everybody wants to or can invest in those programs, but they're available if you want them. So really, Launch You offers a whole, from $37 to the Launchpad to Accelerate programs, anything you might need to grow an online business if you're willing to put the work in, as Jenny said. So really, over to you. If you've got questions, please feel free to either put them in the chat. I've seen Alan's got one. I'll just come on to that in a minute. Unmute, ask your question, or put it in the chat. And if there's no questions, we'll close soon. If you've got loads of questions, we'll carry on going. So Alan, well, and there may be questions before that I've missed. If so, apologies, come out again. What are the average costs associated with the business if advertising across 3 social media platforms? Well, there's all kinds of ways to advertise, and Launch You teaches them all. So there is paid advertising, which you can do on Facebook. You can start a Facebook ad and use a budget of £2 a day. You can put £10 a day. You can put £100 a day. We've got one of our mentors, Landria, who teaches how to develop organic traffic. So it's free advertising by developing a following on a YouTube channel, for example. And Launch You teaches everything. YouTube, Google Ads, again, you can do paid ads, and you can put, most people maybe would start with a budget of £5 or maybe £10 a day. And the hope is obviously you start to make sales, so you get that money back and you then invest further. But there's no easy answer to the actual costs, because some will go the slower route to develop organic traffic and pay nothing for advertising. Others go faster using paid ads. There's all sorts of different strategies to building your business. So there is no answer to that. It depends on your budget, it depends on your time, depends on what you want to do. Some use paid ads, some use organic traffic. There's all manner of options there. So I hope that's covered that as best as I think I can. Alan, feel free to jump in if you've got anything to add. Jenny, Paul says, can you do this just affiliate marketing without making videos? 100%. And I'm going to pass straight over to Jenny, because she is the perfect example of somebody who's never used a video and made incredible sales. Over to you, Jenny.
Yeah, there are a lot of ways to market on online. So I had my biggest success so far in this community by writing blog posts. In fact, if any of my people are here that have come in through me, they'll have come in through a blog post that I wrote. So I haven't recorded myself on video at all. I wrote a bit of my story about my my dalliance with multi-level marketing, which I absolutely hated, but I wrote a blog post that basically compared my experience with multi-level marketing to my experience with affiliate marketing. There's pictures of me in there. But that is what's kind of brought people into this community as far as, you know, being an affiliate for Launch You goes. Obviously, I'm launching other businesses now as well. But obviously, for a community that teaches you how to be an affiliate, it would be daft if it didn't have its own affiliate program. Yeah, so I did I had my first kind of almost 2 years of, you know, making really good money just from that one blog post I wrote that just kind of took off. And I started off with a couple of pounds a day. When I saw that I started to make sales from it, I just increased the budget. That doesn't happen for everyone straight off. Like sometimes you might end up investing a bit of money in a marketing campaign that doesn't start bringing in sales, but you'll find that out fairly quickly, and you just rein it in. You go back, you make some changes, you get some advice maybe, and then you know, you relaunch. But yeah, no, I didn't have any videos at all. It was just from a blog post. Some people do static images on Facebook posts. You can even do that. And of course, with AI these days, and we're doing a lot more on AI in the community, you can create videos using AI. You can, you know, you can have AI over yourself speaking, and it's not even you doing it. It sounds like you and it looks like you, but it's AI. This is phenomenal what you can do these days. And more of that is coming into the training here as well, like learning how to use AI properly.
Yeah. Brilliant. Stephen asks, how much is a Launchpad? Yeah, very good question, Stephen. There are different options. The best value is if you purchase the whole Launchpad curriculum for a year, and it costs $997 as a one-off payment. If people prefer a monthly subscription, there are several options, but typically it's something like $100 per month, and you can keep going for as long or as short as you need to. So that's basically what Launchpad provides. I love to say to, because I think some people come into this and think, oh, it's more than $37. And I just sent my son off to university, my youngest son, and he pays tuition fees of £15,000 a year. And there's no guarantee that he's going to come out with a successful music business or profession that he would love. And so I like to say to people, this is an investment in yourself. It's not in a program, it's in you. And when I came into this, I saw it as that. I didn't see it as an expense. I saw it as investing. You know, in the past, I'd invested in property, I'd invested in different things, but this was investing in me. And I was going to grow and become the expert marketer. I was going to become the person I needed to be successful in the online space. So I really saw it as that. And that's what I've become. I'm not saying I'm a brilliant, but I market successfully on YouTube, on Facebook, and I've made some very, very good income through that. So more than made back that investment. So that's just a quick overview of the how much Launchpad costs.
Yeah. So when you compare it to setting up any other kind of business, it's nothing really. And also, you know, if you don't end up setting up your own online business, or you know, you go off and do other things, the skills you learn are so valuable in today's marketplace. Like I think I saw a question here about Stephen asked, do we need to acquire some digital skills? No, you get the digital skills. He talks about acquiring digital skills, but because you'll get them as you go through the training. You know, you won't necessarily get those digital skills. Modern Wealthy is more about information, sharing with you all the sorts of things you can do online and what you need to do. The Launchpad is where you get the skills, where you actually taken step by step through learning the skills and what you need to do. Yeah, those are the digital skills you'll acquire, which can be used, you know, can even be used. I think some people have gone away and just got a promotion in their current job, and that's, you know, they've got a, you know, several £1,000s a year promotion, which is more than paid for their investment in Launchpad, you know. But most people are here because they want that time freedom. They want to get away from that time for money income. They want to build their own business, and they do that, you know, at the side of their current job, or, you know, as a full-time thing. So, but it is about, but, you know, we're very focused on people building a business they love. It's not about, you know, a quick fix. It's not about trying to throw a couple of affiliate links out there and hope for the best. This is a business, and you know, we want people to take it seriously as a business of, you know, as building your own business.
Brilliant. Chemiran asks, what are some of the business ideas to start up with? I think Jenny's probably already given some really good ideas. The broad variety of ideas and opportunities. It's anything. People, nutrition, fitness, yoga, spirituality, training. It's it's huge. Really, what it comes down to you is what do you love? What do you really resonate with? And it's those things people are most successful when they develop something which is around their interests, their skills, their passions, and they build a business around that. So that's really what I would say. And there's, you know, I think Jenny's already given you quite a broad overview of the ideas.
Yeah, we've got a lovely lady in the community. She's, gosh, she must be in her 70s, and she's a keen gardener, and she's just wow, her first cookbook with all, you know, from her greenhouse and all the stuff that she does in there. And that's another thing I love about this community is, like, we've got, I would probably say the average age is probably, I don't know, maybe 40s, 50s, but actually we've got a lot of, I've got a lovely a grandma and her daughter working together. So, you know, the grandma's in her 70s, the granddaughter's in her early 20s, and they're building a business together, which I think is so wonderful. It's brilliant. But we literally have people from all corners of the globe and from every age and every demographic in here doing stuff. So it's good.
And Stephen asks or says, Stuart in his video said we need to acquire some digital skills. Do we do this separate to, I assume you mean separate to sort of the Modern Wealthy or what Launch You training offers? No, those digital skills Launch You will teach you. You know, that amazing resource of training and information in there is everything you need to develop those digital skills. And it can sound a bit overwhelming when you've got nothing. And I had no skills. But what do we mean by digital skills? For example, when Jenny mentioned that I got going in 28 days, I needed some digital skills. But what was that really in practice? Well, it was learning how to do a video. I use video on YouTube. Jenny used article ads. So for me, it was learning how to write a script that would interest people, that would attract my niche, which is guys or girls of my age looking to supplement their retirement income. So it was learning to do that video, how to put it onto YouTube, how to upload it to the Google Ads platform, and to enter the target that I need to, men age 55 plus, or men and women age 55 plus. So the digital skills are really very practical, everyday stuff that you can learn, which Launch You will teach you. The tech side, you know, having an automated email system that connects to Google Tag Manager with a tag and an ID, which for me was overwhelming. I sat with Martin Strom, one of the mentors, in a half-hour session, and he connected this, connected that, added this. He did it in front of my eyes, and my tech was set up. You know, that's the sort of help that's available within Launch You if you want it. Now, you can learn it yourself, absolutely. Take you maybe a bit longer, but you can still do it. And that's what I love. You know, the digital skills anybody can learn. And Launch You really basically say they'll take anyone from zero. Some people come in with skills, and that's great. You've got an advantage. But if you haven't, you can learn from nothing, and you can learn it step by step. And so there's nothing overwhelming. There's nothing beyond anybody in this call can learn. You know, we can all learn, and it's a step-by-step process. So don't be overwhelmed or frightened away by this concept of digital skills. You can learn it. You know, I've done it, and I had nothing, absolutely nothing. As I say, I was a failed
you can get yourself onto a Zoom call. If you can get yourself onto a Zoom call, I think you can you know, you can work it out these days. And the thing is, it's getting easier and easier with AI, with the sort of drag and drop, click and cut and paste sort of technology. Things are just so much easier than they, you know, there's no coding involved in anything. You know, I couldn't believe if someone had told me I'd be able to build my own website, but it's just using templates. be like you're having a laugh, but you know, build a website. You know, it's just fantastic. So yeah, but it's not. The only overwhelming thing is the amount of information out there that even within our platform, and that's where, you know, you really have to be strict with yourself and follow the step-by-step program and try and keep your eyes here instead of shiny objects out there, which I'm a bugger for. And really try and focus on the path that you're on, and not try and look at the people who are already at the launch and grow phase when you're still in the prepare phase and all this kind of stuff. And we have a whole calendar of live trainings going on that, again, if you have that sort of one-to-one or one-to-group mentoring, you can jump in on those calls, but there's also other calls that are available to everybody. We have challenges in the community as well, where like my article challenge, my article success came from joining an article writing challenge. And we were literally like once a week, we were getting together, we were going through the right ideas. And that was just, for me, that was just the holding my feet to the flames that I needed to actually get the work done, because there's a lot of procrastination that comes with this as well when you just sort of start looking around at all the different things you can do. So yeah, sometimes it's nice to there's little affiliations that crop up as well, like people in the Facebook group, they find people who live close to them or whatever, and they get together and they in person. Like I had a meeting this weekend with 3 other ladies in this community in London. It was phenomenal. It was absolutely brilliant. We met Adrian
Just to
in
say,
London.
sorry, just to say, Jenny talked about the article writing challenge that she followed. When I joined 18 months ago, they were running a YouTube challenge. So exactly the same. It was an 8-week, one morning a week or whatever, afternoon a week, 2 or 3 hours, over an 8-week period. And I did the YouTube challenge, which is why I started marketing on YouTube. However, I came in 6 weeks into that challenge when I joined, so I was behind. But everything's recorded and you can work at your own pace, which is great. But because I wanted to go fast, I actually, over 6 days, I caught up in those 6 weeks, which is one of the reasons why I managed to launch in 28 days, because I did 6 weeks work in 6 days. So that's the beautiful flexibility. Equally, somebody could say, oh, 8 weeks, it'll take me longer than that. You can take longer than that. Do it on the recordings and take 3 months. You know, it's whatever you want it to be. Build it fast, build it slow, but build it how you want to build it, which is great, how you can work around family, your work commitments, or if you're retired and you've got all the time in the world, brilliant. Do more time and build it quick. You know, it's anything that you want it to be, which I love as well, which is brilliant, isn't it?
It is brilliant. And just to stress, whilst it is proven, it's not guaranteed. Like, you know, some people come here and they just don't get the success they came here for, because a lot of people quit before they've had a success. You know, it's not, there's a lot of work to be done. As I said, there'd be a lot of internet sort of millionaires out there if this was easy to do. It does take, you know, that I've had a ton of failure and a ton of like, I'm just not going to understand this. What do I need to do? But it's that if you are committed to getting it to work, it will work. It has been proven. I've done it. Adrian's done it. All those people you saw there earlier have done it. Multiple people, hundreds of people in the community have done it. But it does take work, you know, and you just have to show up for yourself. And that's just life, you know, you get out what you put in. Right, we're coming nearly to the top of the hour now. I just see that Stephen said, can we connect with you after this presentation? Yeah, absolutely. So obviously Adrian, myself and Mitch, who's ever sent you this invite, you can drop what we'll do tomorrow, or yeah, probably tomorrow, is send you the recording of this. And on the recording, you can always, whoever, you know, out of the 3 of us that you're kind of in communication with, just send us an email if you want to, you know, chat more. There is an option. Is there still an option for the leads call before you join Modern Wealthy? I'm not too sure if that's still a thing, but sometimes you can actually talk to someone in the community beforehand. I think that's so if anyone's interested in that, we can probably give you the link to that. Because you've shown up to this call, it's not something that's a thing we do for, you know, that's done for everyone. But if you're interested, you can jump on that. And then the one-to-one mentoring is something that you find out a bit further down the line, you know, when you're ready, if you feel that you need it. And there's 10, 12, 15 mentors, and they all have different strengths. So if you need help with and you don't have to commit to one, like you just pick and choose. Like I'm having a tech nightmare, I'm going to call one of the tech, I'm going to set up a call with one of the tech guys, right? Okay, I need to work on my personal stuff, then I'm going to talk to one of the sort of more personal sort of mentor kind of coaches. And, you know, there's all sorts of coaches here. I want to focus on e-commerce. You talk to one of the e-commerce coaches. I want to, whatever you want to do, there's coaches who have different specializations if you do go down that mentoring option for sure. But of course, you've got the community and things as well.
But I think, just, to sum up, really, we've tried to give you an overview, an insight, a little bit of a window into what the online world could look like for you, the support that's available, sort of the training that's there. Everything that you need is in the One Wealthy. Of course, there's other options, there's other trainers, there's other systems, and I'm sure for me personally, I just loved the connection. I loved the quality of the mentors, the teaching, Stuart, Justin. They're just people of integrity. They've made success themselves and they're sharing it with us. And I love that. And really, I suppose I would just leave you with that thought. There's a wealth of information, but the best thing that you can do to just get a hold of it, to really absorb yourself in and see if it's for you, join the Modern Wealthy. It's only $37. It'll give you everything you need to understand whether this is for you or not. It's incredible value. And I suppose, to be fair, to be honest, it's a lost leader, because obviously the hope is that you'll come in and really join and follow Launchpad, because that's where you'll really learn how to build a highly successful, profitable business. But just to take a look, you can't go wrong by joining the Modern Wealthy, because you can get money back if you've decided it's not for you. So it's a real sort of no-brainer. That's my sort of leaving thought. Just seeing Stephen saying, I'm interested. I will look. Get the Modern Wealthy. Can do it anytime. You can do it anytime. There's no hush, no rush, no pressure from us. It's there. Whoever you came in through, obviously Mitch, Jenny, and myself, we've clubbed together as a threesome to put on these regular Zoom calls to share our experience. And yes, Alan, if you email, who did you come in through, Alan? Did you come in through Mitch, Jenny, or myself? If you email whoever that was, we will send you the link. Oh, through me. Okay. So I will have your email address then, Alan. After this call, I will send you the link to the Modern Wealthy. Yeah, no problem at all. It should be on any of my other emails. But yeah, I will send out the link to make sure you've got it. So there's no doubt at all. So that's Stephen and Alan. Let me just write down your name. Stephen Williamson and Alan Gray. Okay, yeah, I will make sure you get the link. No problem at all. And brilliant. Excellent. So as Jenny said, I think we've hit the hour. I hope you found that informative, interesting, and hopefully taken some of the pain or the sting out of what does this online thing look like, because it is scary. Seeing the wood for the trees, getting above the noise. How on earth could I ever find a way through? How could I ever build a successful online business? Well, Jenny's done it. I've done it, in 18 months. And, just, I shouldn't boast, but I will. Launch
You should. Done
yeah.
so well.
Launch you paid me £17,000 today for my performance last month and hitting a target. So happy days. Not everybody does that. Let's be honest with you, as Jenny's already said, you've got to put the work in. I came into this and I said to myself, through that year of investing in one of the mentor programs, I'm going to just make sure I make every day count. And I committed to myself to do something every day. Now, that's not to say I was working 8 hours a day. I still had my railway business, but an hour or two, I committed to say I'm going to do something. Even on a busy day when it was family, I still did everything with the family. But in the evening, if I had half an hour at the end of the day, I'd just get on a training, I'd do something. And that consistency, I think, has served me very well. As a kid, I learned music, and my parents said to me, if you practice every now and again, you're never going to progress. Do it every day. And they said, do it in the morning. And I just got into the habit of practicing. It was clarinet every morning. And because I did it every single day, I got good. Not because I was good or better than others, but I became grade 8 distinction clarinetist. Simply everyday consistency. And I've applied that same principle to my online business by doing something every day. And over the course of a year, now 18 months, I hit my best ever month. And I've just told you what I made. So, it's there for the taking if you're willing to put your work in, and make it happen. And you can do it. Anyone can do it if you're willing to learn something new, listen to other people, and put that work in, and you can make online success. And I think, unless you've got any parting words, Jenny,
I think
thank you all
you've
for
summed it up perfectly, Adrian. Yeah, no, I think that's great.
fantastic. Thank you all. Thank you, Sylvie. Thank you. You'll watch the replay tomorrow. Fantastic. Show your husband. Excellent. Brilliant stuff. Thank you, everybody. It's been a pleasure to hang out with you tonight, and hopefully we'll speak to some of you again in the near future. And if not, well, good luck. We wish you well, and have a great evening. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.